Book review. The title of the book, Romeo and Juliet, written by William Shakespeare. It contains 174 pages. Genre, tragedy. The book was edited by Peter Holland, published by a Penguin Book House, and reviewed by Mr. V Prasanth. Glimpses of the play. Genre of the play. Romeo and Juliet is a tragedy. A tragedy is a 5-act drama that centers around a tragic hero. A tragic hero is someone of high status who, because of a weakness of character, brings about his or her downfall. Meter and poetic form. Romeo and Juliet is written in black verse. A black verse is unrhymed lines of iambic pentameter. Iambic pentameter is a meter that consists of 5 heartbeats per line. Acts and scenes. All tragedies have 5 acts. Each act contains a number of scenes. The number of scenes depends on the action covered during the act. Each scene depicts a different scenario. Quick review. Montagues. Lord and Lady Montague, Romeo, Benvolio, Mercutio. The Montagues, Romeo's family. Romeo's family consists of the Lord and Lady Montagues, his parents. Romeo, obviously. Romeo's cousin and bestie, Benvolio. Mercutio, another best friend of Romeo. Lord and Lady Montague. These two aren't in the play very much. They are pretty chill when it comes to their son. At the beginning of the play, they are just worried because he seems depressed. And then there is Romeo. Romeo is a lover. He is a true romantic. He is a kind and courteous young man, and he is well liked in Verona. He is 16 years old, and at the beginning of the play, he is in love with a different girl named Rosalind. The Capulets. Lord and Lady Capulet, the parents of Juliet. Juliet, nurse. Tybalt, cousin of Juliet. Paris, a young rich man to be married to Juliet. Then there is Juliet. Young Juliet is young but wise. Although she has never had a boyfriend before, she is cautious. Throughout the play, she is more level-headed than Romeo. The other main characters of the play: Friar Lawrence, who helps Romeo and Juliet to get married; Prince Aeschylus, who is the Prince of Verona, Italy, and the lawmaker. The summary of the play: Romeo and Juliet. The Montagues and the Capulets, Verona's two feuding noble houses, are constantly brawling, and as a result, the Prince of Verona issues an edict that will impose a death sentence on anyone caught dueling. Romeo, a Montague, is infatuated with a Rosalind, a niece of Capulet. Rosalind is quickly forgotten. However, when Romeo and his friends disguise themselves and slip into a masked ball at a Capulet house. During the festivities, Romeo catches his first glimpse of Juliet, Capulet's daughter. In one of the Shakespeare's most memorable scenes, Romeo steals into the garden and professes his love to Juliet, who stands above her balcony. Romeo's best friend, Mercutio, takes up Tybalt's challenge and dies, enraging Romeo, who instead kills Tybalt. Romeo is banished by the prince from Verona for violating his edict, but consummates his secret marriage. While Romeo is away, the Capulets, unaware of the secret marriage, trying to marry off Juliet to Paris, a cousin to the prince. Juliet arranges with the Friar Lawrence, who married them secretly, to devise a desperate plan to avoid her parents' wishes. She obtains a drug that makes her seem dead for 42 hours. Friar Lawrence sends word to Romeo so that he can rescue her from her tomb. Unfortunately, Friar Lawrence delays and the word reaches Romeo that Juliet has died. Romeo, grief stricken, decided to take poison and die by her tomb. Romeo finds Paris at Juliet's tomb and kills him, then enters the tomb and takes his poison. Romeo and Juliet. The overall plot was impeccable. The young lovers are cursed by their rival families to never see each other. It makes the readers feel sympathetic towards the main characters who can't have the one thing they want. Shakespeare's ability to turn a play from comedy to a tragedy is often praised, and for a good reason, as the story would take a quick turn. One thing I disliked about the story was how quick the characters were to act and their decision making. Romeo and Juliet knew each other for merely 4 days, yet they were willing to die for each other. Instead of adding a sense of sympathy for them, it just made me think that they were not very intelligent people. In this death filled setting, the movement from love at first sight to the lovers' final union in death seems almost inevitable. And yet, this play set in an extraordinary world has become the quite essential story for the young love. As a reader, you can tell that the language used vastly different from that of common English vernacular. For this reason, it can sometimes be challenged to understand what is going on in the plot, especially since the story is told through the lens of a play. Before attempting this read, I would certainly brush up on some basic play terms to grasp a better understanding of the composition of such a work. This play is a must-read for everyone who appreciates great literature and wants to experience the timeless beauty of Shakespeare's works. This play serves as a testament to the power of love and the weight of fate and the devastating consequences of unbridled hatred.